I'm well ahead of where I last left off, making a video on the xl250s. Basically, I've had lots of tiny little jobs, tiny little half hours here and there, and I haven't filmed any of it, mostly because I've rushed home from work and just got on with stuff. What we've got here is the new hub. We've got the new hub fitted into the old rim. New bearings fitted. A new tyre. Right, as I said earlier, a lot has happened without me recording it. I finally managed to get hold of the final piece of plastic in the jigsaw puzzle, which is, let me see, this bit here, this crap guard that tucks in at the back there. All the time I've had the bike, I've not had anything there, and all the back of the engine gets covered in crap and mud and all sorts of horrible stuff. I've had to slightly modify it because this is an aftermarket exhaust and it hangs lower than the original, so I've taken out about an inch worth of material to clear it. I've had to even grind back the heat deflector plate on the other side of this this panel because it just wasn't possible to get the exhaust through without doing that. It annoys me that that I've got to modify a part that's in such good condition, but needs must, as they say. The other parts that I've fitted are this rear plastic here. Now originally this wasn't with the bike. I've actually had this for probably about 18 months waiting for that piece of plastic that I finally got hold of last month, or even this month, thinking about it. So I've had this one in stock for a long time. As you can see, it needs painting, it's pretty gnarly. This is the right shape. This rear tail light I managed to source probably about 18 months ago, and in the box of cruddy bits I've got the number plate holder. The original piece that came off was this very old UFO plastic with the number plate on it, and the problem with that was A, it didn't look right. Am I filming? I'm trying to hold this and film at the same time. A, it didn't look right, and B, it didn't stop the back of the engine getting covered in crap. It was always the plan to try and put it back to looking original, even if it's not in tip-top condition. I've made my own wiring loom using proper grade, automotive grade cables. They've all been sheathed and they run through and they join the wiring loom back here, approximately where the original would have done. Although, as I've never seen an original in the flesh, I can't tell exactly how it was, but it works. It's, you know, it's got proper connectors on. It's got a waterproof connector under here, which is not period. The cables are protected with wrap, so they should be out of the way. And there's proper channeling underneath this. There's a metal support plate, and that has a channel that runs in it that takes the wiring. So yeah, another few hours work brings the real tail pretty much up to where I want it to be for the time being. It's the original shape, it's the right plastics, it's the right tail light. It's got the tail tidy, which I think is a German fitting, and I've had to modify slightly the rear plastic, this bit here, by bolting through onto this. I think this might be an aftermarket, but I'm not sure. But it's the only solution I could find without actually making something, and it doesn't look uncomfortable on the bike. We can see in there, I hope you can see, it's quite dark. We've got the replacement plastic that I finally found on eBay after months and months of waiting for one to come up. Sadly, I had to modify it to allow clearance around the exhaust pipe, which this being an aftermarket Micron one, sits slightly lower in the frame, and no amount of jiggling will get it high enough to fit through the aperture. So I Dremel tooled out a slightly larger aperture coming down further, allows it to fit without melting the plastic. Obviously it effectively ruins the part as far as authenticity goes, but it means I don't have to source a replacement exhaust. The Micron one seems to work very well. It looks quite nice on the bike. Perhaps one day I'll get around to sourcing a aftermarket or an original one. What else? I've redone the front fork seals recently. The boots were wrong on the old one, so it failed its MOT on a leaking seal, so I took the opportunity to change the boots. We got the new tyre on the back as well, which is nice. Haven't ridden it yet, so we'll find out what that's like. And the replacement hub, which was a second-hand one off eBay, which I still haven't test ridden. So I've only just finished the tail end of it. So I'm going to go around the block in a minute and just make sure that that's not oval as well, otherwise it'll be a disaster. So yeah, all in all quite pleased. Eventually that plastic at the rear will get painted, but I need the bike to go through an MOT, make sure everything's working first. So there we go, close to the original shape.